Hello guys, this is Indian Medico, and in this video we are going to see about postmortem staining. Postmortem staining is also known as postmortem hypostasis, liver mortis, postmortem lividity, or postmortem circulation. It is bluish purple or purplish red discoloration which appears under skin in the most superficial layers of dermis of dependent parts of body after death. It occurs due to capilovenous distension. This picture shows postmortem staining. Now let us see about some key points regarding postmortem staining. The intensity of color of postmortem staining depends upon amount of reduced hemoglobin in blood. Initially, the upper portions of body are pale. It begins soon after death. Postmortem staining is visible 1 hour after death in normal persons. In case of anemic persons, it is visible 4 hours after death. In early stages, mottled patches are seen. These enlarge and unite to produce extensive discoloration. Postmortem staining is well developed in 4 hours and reaches maximum between 6 to 12 hours. When it first develops, it disappears when pressed by finger and reappears after pressure is released. Postmortem staining is well marked in cases of asphyxia. It is less marked in death from wasting diseases, hemorrhage, anemia, and lobar pneumonia. Pressure prevents capillaries from filling. So, in areas where pressure is there, like collar band, belt, wrinkles in clothes, there will be pale strips which resemble marks of beating. These are known as varices. When decomposition sets in, the vessel walls become permeable and blood leaks through them. So, once decomposition sets in, hypostasis doesn't disappear by finger pressure. Now, let us see about the distribution of postmortem staining. It depends on position of body. When the body is lying on its back, it first appears in neck and then spreads over entire back. It is seen except on parts directly pressed on like occipital scalp, shoulder blades, buttocks, posterior aspects of thighs, calves and heels. It is absent under collar bands, belts, wrinkles in clothes, etc. As discussed earlier, these are seen as strips and bands and they are called varices. When the body is in prone position, the lividity appears in front. The color is intense, and when it is in prone position, tardive spots are common. When the body is inverted, as in drunken persons, hypostasis appears in head and neck. When the body is lying on one side, blood will settle on that side and hypostasis will be visible. When the body is suspended, as in hanging, postmortem staining will be marked in legs, genitalia, lower parts of forearms and hands. In case of drowning, postmortem staining is found on face, upper parts of chest, hands, lower arms, feet and calves. If body is constantly moving its position, like in moving water, postmortem staining may not develop. If body is moved before blood clots in capillaries, hydrostatic patches will disappear and new ones will form on dependent parts after the body has been moved. Now let us see about fixation of postmortem staining. It occurs in 6 hours. It occurs due to blood coagulation in capillaries. Now let us see about hypostatic congestion. It is a condition which resembles postmortem hypostasis. It is seen a few hours before death in persons dying slowly with circulatory failure. It is seen in cases of cholera, typhus, tuberculosis, uremia, congestive heart failure, morphine poisoning, and asphyxia. It becomes marked shortly after death. Now let us see about some special colors of postmortem staining. In case of carbon monoxide poisoning, the postmortem staining is cherry red. In hydrogen cyanide poisoning, it is bright red. In case of poisoning by nitrites, potassium chlorate, potassium bicarbonate, nitrobenzene and aniline, there will be methemoglobinemia. So the postmortem staining will be dark brown or red. In phosphorus poisoning, the postmortem staining will be dark brown. In cases of asphyxia, the postmortem staining will be deeply bluish violet or purple. In hypothermia, it will be bright pink, and in Clostridium perfringens septicemia, it will be bronze in color. Now let us see about postmortem staining in internal organs. All internal organs show hypostasis in dependent parts. In heart, it can simulate myocardial infarction. In lungs, it will mimic pneumonia. The dependent coils of intestine appear strangulated due to postmortem staining. In early stages of decomposition, there will be hemolysis of blood. So there will be diffusion of pigment into surrounding tissues. There will also be blood-stained fluid which collects in chest and abdomen. As the decomposition progresses, the lividity in internal organs becomes dusky, brown and green, and it disappears with destruction of blood. In case of mummification, the postmortem staining is brown to black. Now let us see about the medico-legal importance of postmortem staining. It is a sign of death. The extent of postmortem staining will help us to estimate the time of death. Postmortem staining will provide clues regarding the posture of body at the time of death, and the color of postmortem staining may indicate cause of death. If you have any suggestions, please let me know in the comment section. For more such videos, please check out my playlists. If you like my videos, kindly subscribe. Your subscription will encourage me to make more videos. Thank you.